Hi everyone, and welcome to the latest update. It's been a little while since I have done an update, and really the hot weather has made it quite difficult to get into the garage. And really, I've been doing a lot of sort of the wiring, so I didn't think you'd be too excited about seeing the underneath of my baseboard. But I've been putting lights in, and I will be doing a little mini tour of the layout just for you to have a look, and for the new people, new subscribers who have come on board. And we're up to 300, so big thank you to everybody who stuck with me and all the new people who have come on board, and you're very welcome. Thank you very much. It really is greatly appreciated. So today's update as such will just be a tour of the layout to see what's done, review of some things I've got, and new logos to the layout, and there'll be little snippets of running shots going through, just really until I can get the layout into a less untidy state where we can have some sort of proper running session. So I hope that's okay with you guys. And okay, let's go and have a look and see what's been happening. Okay, so let's have a look and have a tour around the layout for those who haven't seen it, all of it, and for those who have been with me for the journey of the build. Let's have a look at any changes. So let's start with the industrial area. This is just a mixture of scale model scenery kits and, I suppose for want of a better word, scratch built buildings by myself. Nothing very sophisticated, just foam board and card, and then scale model scenery wraparound sheets that you can download. I've personalised a little bit. That one there is the name of our two cats. Kate, Joel, Hair and Beauty is an amalgamation of Katie and Georgia, my two daughters. And then if we have a look in here, Harding, Carter and Pierce. Those are the maiden names of my wife and my mum, and also, of course, us in Carter. So we move out a little bit and we look at the Aldi supermarket, and we've now got a couple of lights there, a couple of more shoppers, and then if we look closer, just in the industrial area, there is Smithy's Burger Bar, and also a smokers shelter for the workers that are in the factory. So Smithy's, if any of you know the Strood area, is usually in the retail park, so I thought I'd just give them a little tribute, as it were. So there we are, that's the top end. Okay, so let's have a look at the High Street area then. I'll show you a few pictures of it lit up, but what we've seen, I've done a few more additions to the houses. So we've got trees, they're little trees. If they haven't got a satellite dish, then they have a TV aerial. And you can see there's a couple of figures there having a chat. The wheelie bins are in front of the house. A couple of them have solar powered. There's Jim clearing the windows. And a couple of the neighbours just having a chit chat. So we move across. As you can see, I've got the street lamps in, and we move through to the new, I say to the new area. This was, if you remember, a small station, didn't work. So I've now decided, somebody did comment and say about a network rail little area. What it's going to be is going to be a little ballasting yard. So as you can see, I've just popped a network rail transit in to give an idea. But sort of around here will be a ballast pile, a couple of wagons will come in, unload, and then it will be loaded into lorries. Still just working out how we get across the tracks and out, but got that in mind. There's a church that will have lights on it soon. You just notice, or you might see from previous videos, that this fence has now got a hedge in front of it. The fence wasn't that great. It's probably not down to the fence, it's probably down to me building it, but it was a little flimsy, and if you remember other videos you'll see that the fence is sort of almost falling over. So what I did, I just used the good old scouring pads. Now this was an idea from David Hind, and we just cut them up. They're a sort of 6 foot fence height. Just got ordinary poster paint, dabbed it on the top just to give a little idea of it flowering. So that's a high street as we are, and I'm quite pleased with it. So this is what I call the bottom end, and this is a small factory which I've now decided will be a brewery, which will fit in this sort of area of being the hop picking world in Kent, and just down the road in Faversham is the Big Shepherd Neame brewery. So this will be a small family run brewery, and if I could just put you through here, we've got the loading platform, which has got its own siding, engine shed, and another siding. So this will be goods coming in, like grain will come into here, be unloaded, and empty wagons can be kept in this third siding there. So that's the top, that's the bottom end rather. Still work to be done, but I hope it gives you an idea. And yeah, plenty of shunting opportunities. So bottom end brewery. So now we move on to the station, and again not much work has been done on here. I've been mainly concentrating on the other side of the layout, but a bit more work has been done on the memorial garden. We've got some figures there. There's a chap proposing, but it looks like his girlfriend is more interested in her phone. The lady there with a dog having a read, and if you look, there's a family just taking their children out for a nice walk. Couple of lights put in, they do work. As I say, not a lot has changed here. A few more figures. We do have the coffee station, little coffee bar there for passengers to get their drinks and snacks before they go on to the train. And if we move through, this is what was the small platform, but is now going to be the goods yard. So that's just starting, and there's a truck there just for me to get an idea of what can fit in, etc. So there we have the down line. This is going to the Kent coast, Margate, Dover. This is the upline going towards Gravesend and London. As we move through, a couple of more passengers, and there's a tribute to good old Barry Davis for letting me come and see him. He's got his own news agents. There we go across. So there are the shops, and I tried to incorporate local shops, and I've put a few more passengers through, and there's the station bus, drop off and taxi. There we go. So that's the station side. Okay, I just thought I'd show you how I've been using the Hatton's trunk system. Now, I do buy quite a bit of their pre-owned stuff, and the only thing with it is that you buy it, it gets shipped out, and you add in another £2.75 to £4 worth of postage onto it. And so if you found something one day, you could put it in your wish list, but it could then go and somebody else buys it. Or you might buy one day and then see something again the next, and then it's another £2.75 postage. So I thought, okay, let's buy it, put it in the Hatton's trunk. I did the same with my pre-orders, and then just let it build up. There's nothing I needed urgent, or if there was an urgent item, I would just buy it in the normal way. And it has, over the last, I don't know, about 6 weeks or so, totted up. Also, I put my pre-orders into the trunk, and so when I've hit the 175 value figure, that means that you don't then pay any postage. So it was sort of a double win for me. So I thought I'll just show you what I have got over that period. And the first item, I'll just lean over. I've taken the covering off. It's a Nissan Qashqai from the Oxford Decast range. £5, and it will just go onto the layout. I just wanted some modern cars on there. So it'll either go on the car park or on one of the roads. So that's item one. The second is a fish wagon. Now, although it's pre-owned, looking at it, I don't think it's actually had the box opened, let alone run. And that will work well. I wanted to get a few fish wagons together just to show freight or fish coming up from the Kent coast or Sussex coast and through Medway area and then on to London. So yeah, quite pleased with that. £12. Second item, or third, is just a plain black tanker. Now you might say, why have you got that, Kev? Well, if you remember, Bury Wiggins is a local oil refinery, or it was a local oil refinery. And I've already managed to pick up Hornby and I think a Bachmann as well, Bury Wiggins tanker in silver. But Robbie's Rolling Stock, who I do get a lot of private owner wagons from, were doing the transfers for Bury Wiggins Who. So I spotted this on Hatton's pre-owned and ideal donor for putting the transfers on, and that cost me I think it was £10. So yeah, pleased with that. And let's go have a look at the next item. Next item, now it's not easy to see, but these are the turbo bogie ballast wagon, and that's in the EWS livery. These have just been released from Daypol, and I'm just having a look at those. Yeah, they were £22 50, and yeah, I don't know why they've put them in this sort of packaging where you look at it top down, but yeah, so I've got that, and I've also got one as well. I'll show you a bill that looks the same, and that is in the Civil Engineers Dutch livery. Now, this will please Tim at FMR, but it's the release of the Hornby 66 in the one pink or magenta, whatever your view is. I do like the Hornby 66s. You know, it's some people do, some people don't. I think they're great value at £75. Pop in a TTS and away you go. And I may well get a light put in this one as well. So that's that. And then to go with it, it probably won't surprise you that I have got the containers to go with it as well. So those were on pre-order and went straight into the box, or the trunk, I should say. Next up is, if I can just put that up there, I hope you can see it. It's the Helgen cargo wagon that was just recently come out, and this one is in the tagged graffiti. So first looks, it looks like they've done quite a good job on it, and I'll compare it to a Hornby one which I've got, which is the TE wagon. Now I was looking for a TE wagon, and I could only really find the weathered version, so I thought let's give that a look. Now let's put that up there. I hope you can see it. At first glance it looks all right, but when you look at it closer, I'm quite happy with the weathered bogey and underframe, also the graffiti tagging. But what is supposed to be the oil drips really look poor, if I'm to be honest. The oil drips are just sort of almost like a tempo, and not a great tempo printing, and they're quite flat and quite matte. Now, if you'd got the oil spillage, it would normally look sort of glossy, because oil is shiny, I suppose, for want of a word. So I'm happy and I'm not happy, and I'll just have to think of a way of maybe sorting that oil spillage out, and I may yeah. So if anybody's got any ideas, yeah, please let me know. And again, this was a new release from Hornby. So let's have a look at what else is in the box, if you excuse me bending over. So this I'm quite pleased with. It's the Hornby Centenary Austin three-way van. Now, the reason I got this was, yeah, it's one of the Hornby's 100-year collection, but of course it's advertising Margate and the Kent coast, so appropriate for me, and that will sit nicely on the layout. And the last couple of items were just some fencing. Now, how much did I pay for these? £3 for the for this fencing, the wood line sign fencing, and I paid £4 for this spear fencing. So yeah, I think that they were good value. So pleased with that, and be able to find use for those. Oh, there's one or a couple of more items. Sorry, I nearly forgot. These are two cattle wagons. Now they are in Harvey Brothers. Sorry. Now I already have one of these. So they'll be quite good in a small rake coming down from Scotland, going maybe to the Kent show at Dietling. And I'll marry them up with probably another couple of cattle wagons. So that was quite good. And how much were those? Yeah, in very good condition. One was £9.50 and the other was £8.50. So looking through that, if I the only disappointment perhaps is too strong a word for it, but the only thing I'm a little about is that T wagon. Not sure on that. So if I can rescue that, that will be fine. As I say, I do like it, but it's just that top bit of the oil spillage. They could really have done a better job on that. But hey, so that's recent purchases. Hope you found that interesting. Okay, so let's have a look at what I've got from Scale Model Sceneries. Parcel's just arrived, and I'll tell you where I'm going to use it on the layout. First up is the anti-trespass grids. There's a pack of 8 and they're reference AX101. Now you see these a lot on modern stations at the end of the platforms, probably with a little gate just to stop people from going where they shouldn't do. So they'll be put on the end of my platforms. Next up is the 1970s portable office building. That's KX041. And that's going to go for the new area that used to be the small station. I'm going to have it as a sort of a network rail. I think I'll probably have it as a ballast sort of drop-in point. Yeah, with some fencing that I'll show you in a minute, there'll be that little scene. So that's the cabin. Next up is the security hut stroke gatehouse, KX033. And that's going to be for the brewery, the entrance into the brewery, just a little security hut for the drivers to report to. And we've got some steel coil wagon loads. They're AX008. Now, I've got some of the Cavalex BLA wagons, so just needed some steel coil loads to go with them. So I thought give these a try, see how they come out. And as I mentioned before, I've got the 2-meter palisade security fencing. That's LX055. I've used that quite a bit on the layout already, and I'm going to be using it to finish off the railings behind the platform and for that new depot area I mentioned. And last up, I thought I'd give these a try. It's a 40-foot weathered shipping container, CT003. Now I've got some different containers already, but it's always nice to have a variety, and you can get the plastic ones, and sometimes they can be expensive, but I do like these, so long as they come out all right, because you do get such a variety of different wrappings to give different liveries. So yeah, there we are. So that's my purchases from Scale Model Scenery. Let's see how they progress. Okay, cheers everyone.